space between the kids coming.
Right. Hello, everybody. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to A Course of Love. I'm Teri Angel here with Auntie Jean Loriot.
Who wasn't paying attention, so welcome. So glad you're here.
And Charlie Coons.
Hello and good evening and welcome, everyone.
We're working on the book A Course of Love, and tonight we're on chapter 22. This has been such a wonderful experience to look at this book and read through it and just let it touch our lives in a beautiful way. So I can't wait to see what we come across tonight. We are just taking it chapter by chapter. So if you're just joining us, come on in. We'll be reading it, so you don't have to have the book to get the full benefit of it, but it is an amazing book. If you want to order it, it's scrolling across the screen, A Course of Love by Mary Perron. So let's get right to it, shall we? Chapter 22, The Intersection. Charles, start us off.
Okay, chapter 22, The Intersection. We will talk much more of imagining now, and you may at first be resistant to this instruction. To imagine is to often associate with daydreaming, fiction, or make-believe. And these functions are all prescribed to be for certain parts of your life and for certain time that you deem appropriate. Please assure yourself, as I assure you, that now is an appropriate time and essential time for such activity. Your thoughts regarding imagining and imagination will change with your change in perspective on use. You will no longer be using your imagination, but letting your imagination be of service to you. We will be letting images serve as learning devices. They will enhance our use of language so that our language becomes one for both head and heart. We will begin by discussing the concept of intersection and look at it as passing through that establishes a partnership or relationship. While we have previously discussed relationship as not being one thing or the other, but the third something, we have not yet discussed how this relationship is provided in form. Now we will do so.
Want me to go next?
Go right ahead, Auntie.
Thank you. A prime image of this idea is provided by the axis. A line passes through a circle, and the circle revolves around the line or axis. Imagine a globe spinning around its axis. You know that the globe is representative of the Earth. What you less frequently picture is the relationship between the globe and the axis, even though you realize the axis allows the globe to spin. A second and equally worthy image is that of a needle passing through material. Of itself, it can hold two pieces of material together. With the addition of thread passed through the eye of the needle, it may bind many parts in many different configurations. A needle can also pass through something like an onion, piercing many layers. While such a piercing has no intrinsic value in terms of purpose, it provides an image of a straight line passing through not one, but many layers of another substance.
Intersection is often seen as a division between rather than as a relationship among. The illustrations used here, however, concentrate upon a passing through rather than upon an idea of division, and they help to show that even what is divided by intersection remains whole. The image of intersection is simply meant to represent the point where the world intersects with you, where your path crosses that of others, where you encounter situations in your daily life, where you experience those things that cause you to feel or believe in a certain way. And it is at this point of intersection that not only relationship, but partnership is found. The partnership of axis to globe and of needle and thread to material is easily seen. In these two examples, the partnership creates something that did not previously exist by providing a function and a purpose for each. In the case of the needle and the onion, partnership is less apparent because function and purpose are not apparent. Partnership is thus equated with productive intersection rather than intersection itself. Did that get a little complicated?
At first when I read it, it did, but I do understand what they're saying is when you have intersection with something, it should have a purpose.
Right.
There should be something creative as an outcome of it. If it has no purpose, then why intersect with it? Because it has no
Mhm.
reason. A lot of times, I was thinking that a lot of times we do that with things that we go to places or we do things that has no purpose, nothing for us to learn, nothing for us to, it's kind of pointless when you think about it. So I kind of understand it, but this book is written at a higher mental level. It really is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it really
with,
is.
without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the needle and the thread and intersecting and the globe and the axis, but I don't what the needle and the onion. I'm like totally lost on that. Like,
Just because you can do something doesn't mean it's good. You know, yeah, that was an intersection, but for what purpose?
for what
Make
purpose?
a hole in the onion.
Right. Right.
Well, it's just showing you that you can go through the many layers.
Yes, it did say that. You're right, Charlie.
So
And we have a lot of layers.
that's the purpose of the onion, to let you know that you can intersect that many layers at the one time. I guess I don't know. Like you said, it's above
Sounds
my.
good.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
I'm,
way,
I'm
way
just
above my reading level, but
I'm,
it's
I'm
so.
just rereading that line. It says, in the case of the needle and the onion, partnership is less apparent because function and purpose are not apparent. So I don't even know why that was given for us to look at.
Well,
Well, I think just to see the difference between what is an intersection that's purposeful and an intersection
that's not
that is not
purposeful.
purposeful. At least I think that's what it is.
Well,
It
maybe
wasn't showing us that it was showing us that you can do that kind of thing and you can do it, but it's not purposeful. I don't know, maybe it'll be
Well,
clearer
yeah,
later.
let's see if it clears it up. Charlie, can you
the
read the next
next
one?
chapter is going to. The next one is going to clear it up.
Okay, go ahead.
Meaning is similarly interpreted. Intersections that create functions and purpose are deemed meaningful. Intersections that seem to have no function or purpose are deemed meaningless. The onion. The act of passing through is of itself seen as of little consequence. Yet it is the passing through that creates the intersection. Everything within your world and your day must pass through you in order to gain reality. While you might think of this as everything outside of yourself, please, when thinking of this, use the words I have provided. Everything within your world. In the act of passing through, you assign meaning to everything within your world. The meaning you assign becomes the reality of the object you have assigned meaning to. You have seen your purpose as one of assigning meaning to that which intersects with you in a given way that you deem as purposeful. Yet it is the passing through that meaning occurs of itself.
Further, it is the part of you through which everything within your world passes, and your awareness of it that determines the meaning you give it. You are much more like unto the layers of the onion than the globe, with everything within your world needing to pass through layers with a seeming lack of purpose for the passing through. You might think of the axis for a moment as a funnel through which eternity is poured, and a whole heart as that which can allow free passage of all that is provided. You want me to go ahead? Because it's pretty
Yeah,
in
go ahead.
contrast. Okay, in contrast, the layered approach to intersection causes you to feel as if external forces are bombarding you. These forces must pass through one or another of your five senses, which you might think of collectively as layers, and are allowed no other access. These forces must then be directed. Often great effort is expended keeping these forces. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
You got it right.
Okay, keeping these forces from piercing your heart, the center of yourself. You instead deflect them using your mind, which might be considered another layer, to send them to various compartments, or continue with the onion theme, to one of the various layers of yourself. These layers protect your heart, and a great percentage of them are involved with denial, with creating places where things enter and simply sit. These things are not really things, but are all that you have found no meaning for. Since your function is seen as assigning meaning rather than receiving meaning, that which you consider meaningless sits, and that which you consider beyond meaning sits. You might imagine yourself as the creator of an unfinished dictionary, and all that is sitting as that to which you have determined, uh, to which you have of an unfinished dictionary, And all that is sitting is that to which you have determined you will at some later date get around to assigning meaning. Okay, now I'm totally confused. I
Uh-huh.
understand it a little bit, but it's confusing. The sitting to me is confusing.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a really strange way of putting it, but I'm kind of getting it. We assign the meaning. So
we assign the
even with the
meaning.
needle going through the angan, we assign that meaning. So it's not that it doesn't have any, but in our dictionary, which is unfinished, it could be given a meaning if we so choose. Okay. So the meaningless category might include such things as the happenings of your daily routine, chance encounters, illness, or accidents. While in the beyond meaning category exists the relationship that broke your heart, grief, poverty, war, the events that seem to alter your destiny, the search for God. By using the word sit, I mean to imply that these things have not passed through you, and in the act of passing through, formed a relationship and a partnership with you. While passing through would seem to imply an entry and exit point, the relationship developed during the pass through continues, just as wind or water passing through an entry and exit point has an impact and emotion. So does what passes through you provide the movement of your journey. What passes through you is transformed by the relationship with you, just as surely as you are transformed by the relationship with it. Is it starting to make a little more sense now? Maybe.
That's some more time.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting it.
All right, go ahead, Charlie.
When you remove yourself from the self help position of meaning giver, you let things be what they are and allow to be what they are. Their meaning is naturally revealed. What this takes is a passing through approach and rel- relishment,
Relinquishment.
relinquishment. Oh, that's a humdinger. And the
Letting
release.
go means letting go, relinquishment.
All right, release. A relinquishment of the idea of bringing things to a stop where they can be examined under a microscope, quite apart from their relationship to you or to anything else. Imagine yourself brought to such a halt and examined apart from everything else within your world. Anyone wanting to learn anything about you would be wiser to observe you as you are within your world. Would you still be the same person in a laboratory? Are you still who you are when another takes you into his or her mind and assigns meaning to you? You
Now
have
we
never.
went now we went really deep.
Yes. You know, Ron the other day says, "My goodness, where are you getting all this vocabulary?" You know, I'm using these words, and he says, "Where are you getting all this vocabulary from?" I think this is where.
Uh,
I do love this paragraph. And I think it might be our stopping point because it is at 8:30. But I
Okay.
love this paragraph because it really does make you stop and wonder, who am I? And am I the person that Jean sees and that has experience with and we've interacted? Am I the person Charlie has seen and we've interacted and been together in person, it's like, who am I? And who am I in the world where so many people watch and put you under a microscope to see who you are? Isn't it so interesting that it went that deep into just this one chapter?
You know that I never really thought about it, that people see you in different ways. You
Right.
know, you kind of accept who you are, and so you
Yeah.
don't think about, maybe this one thinks I'm awful, and this one thinks I'm really nice, and this one thinks I'm, you know, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's like how they assign you a meaning, just like how it's what it says.
Yeah.
We
And
all see.
we observe a certain thing about somebody, and so we draw a conclusion.
Right.
We put them in, like, in a folder. This person belongs in this folder. That's,
Oh,
they're okay, but I'm not going to get close to them. This
in the
person, I want to
Rolodex.
stay away from them. You know?
They're in your Rolodex.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this one verse, this one paragraph, 22:16. I think I'm going to highlight the whole thing so I can go back and reread that later.
Right.
And then I'm going to mark where we start tomorrow,
And then
which
we'll
is,
let Uncle
Are you
Christina.
going to let it sit a while?
we're going to let this one sit because, wow, this is deep. I may even ask the angels for some insight tonight when I sit with them.
Well, that's what they have to do. Yeah. There's lots of times when I have to ask the angels.
Yep. I did share this with Marlene that we are live, so
Oh, good.
hopefully she will come in.
Oh, good.
So going into our chanting now. Welcome, Christine.
Hello.
Hi, honey. So we are
Hello.
putting our chanting hat and starting with our first chant, which is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And I believe it's going to be Jean that shares with us about this.
Okay. I guess it will be me. This is a wonderful chant that we always begin with, because what this does, it clears out some of the things that are blocking us to what is really true, what we are learning, what we are hearing. So we're actually making room. I think of it as making room for more love and more truth. And so we're going to do this 108 times. And the first three we're going to do slowly, because we're going to make a few declarations. And then at the end of this, our Mama P is going to lead us in a short meditation, and then we'll go on to our beautiful next chant, which hopefully I won't say this time like I did last night. So, anyway, we are declaring that we are removing all the obstacles to truth and love. Om
Oh,
Gam
Nana.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Second, we are declaring that we were removing all the barriers to the same thing. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And lastly, we are declaring that we are removing all the illusions, and boy, there are many. But we're also trying to remove, we aren't trying, we are removing all illness and sickness and allergies. Om Nam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om Gam Ganapataye
Om
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Om
Gam
Ganapataye
Om
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Om
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Om
Namaha. Om
Ganapataye
Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Taye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om
Om
Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om
Om
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Om
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Gam
Om
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Gam Ganapataye. Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Let's take a breath into our heart center. Focus in on the energy of freedom, which is what this chant is all about. Releasing anything that's not for our best and highest good. Releasing all except love, because love is the only thing that lasts. It's the only thing that's forever. So the chanters are invited to come back to our breathing so that our collective energy of mindfulness will bring us together as an organism, going as a river with no separation. Let the whole of the chanters breathe as one body, chant as one body, listen as one body, and transcend the boundaries of a delusive self, liberating from the superiority complex, the inferiority complex, and the inequality complex. Going into the oneness with this next chant, which we all love so much, especially our Auntie Jean, is the chant of love. So, Jean, would you talk about Nam Myoho Renge Kyo?
Sure will. Um, I was hoping Marlene would be here. She loves this chant too.
I know.
Yes, it is the chant of miracles. It brings miracles in, but it's also the chant of love because there are millions of people all over the world who say it every single night because of their love, because of their love for all of us, for the unity of everything, and for the world. And so we are going to chant it also to send our love and peace into the world. It's called Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and we're going to do the first three slowly and then finish the other 108. So we are declaring that we are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We are also declaring that we are happy and healthy, and we've let go of all violence, all conflict. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And lastly, we are declaring, because we have done these things, we are living in peace and harmony. There's no more suffering, no more fear, and no more illusions, only love. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam Myoho
Nam Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Nam Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo
Nam Myoho
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Renge
Nam Myoho Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Nam
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Kyo.
Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho Renge
Kyo.
Kyo Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo
Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Myoho
Kyo
Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho Renge
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge
Kyo
Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Myoho
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge
Renge
Kyo. Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Kyo. Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo
Myoho
Nam
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Renge Kyo
Myoho Renge
Nam
Kyo.
Myoho
Nam
Renge
Myoho
Kyo
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam Myoho Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo Nam
Nam Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge Kyo
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Renge
Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam
Nam
Myoho
Myoho
Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Nam Renge Kyo. Nam
Myoho
Renge
Renge Kyo
Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Kyo Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam
Nam Myoho Renge
Myoho
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Let's take a breath into our heart center again. This beautiful chant brings us to such a good place of love, of light, filling us head to toe with that love that's unconditional. And when we feel it, we have to give it back. We have to give it away. So we're going to give it first back to the Creator, sending love through a chant of Om, which is the universal sound for God. And then after that, we'll give it away into the world to others that are here with us on this journey, the people, the animals, nature. But first, we're going to take a deep breath in and let's all chant Om 3 times. Now stay in your heart. Pull in that energy of love. Just envision the love you're feeling going through all the world, every heart feeling what you're feeling right now. The beautiful love energy, to toe, flowing out from you, unable to be contained in this human body. So it goes like a thread from heart to heart to heart throughout all the world, to all of nature, to the top of the highest mountain, to the bottom of the ocean. This love is just flowing freely from our hearts. So let's take a breath in together and let's release that out with a big wave of love going forward into our world and seeing peace fall on every being on our planet. May peace prevail in our hearts, in our homes, and in our world. Om Shanti. And every night we make a declaration after we send that love wave out. I'm going to put the declaration up on the screen so we can all say it together and ask the screen to count us down.
I am Mariana. We do this every night and read the prayer that the peace on open. Be kind to the animals and the people. Please. And I will proceed with that. 1, 2, 3.
We
We
Declare
declare
that
that
there
there
is
is
peace on earth,
And
and we
we
declare
declare that
uh,
that
peace
peace
begins
begins
inside of us.
inside of
of
us.
us.
side
I
us of
choose
the
to
I
I
see
choose to see only
light
light and
and
love
for
forever and ever. Amen.
amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Yes, we are a group that is known as
the peace.
the
Peace.
for Peace. Yes, we are the Peas for Peace. And we've been doing this chanting now, for 1,438 days now and counting.
Wonderful, Charlie. Thanks for keeping count for us. Well, we have a lot of missing keys tonight. So we want to send out love to every single one of them and tell them how much we miss them and we hope we see them soon. Especially want to send a loving embrace to our wonderful Karen who's visiting with her mom and hope she's having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And another loving embrace to our Grace Isis.
Yeah.
And we're embracing you, holding you close, and wanting you to come home.
Mm-hmm.
And in the chant room, we have us four little peas. We have Chris, who's our sweet pea,
Okay,
and we have Charlie, who's our magnificent, charming pea, and we have Mama P, who has so many superlatives. I'm just going to say she's beautiful. And we have Auntie Jean P. And if you are able, we would love for you to be a P too. So we're going to sing you in. Since there are P's all over the world, wouldn't
Do
you like
you
to
want
be a
to
P
be
too?
too?
Hope so. And we want to invite you, or remind you, probably I've invited you so much, to our 111 meeting, our meditation. And it's where all of us get together, not just from our group, but a lot of people from everywhere and other groups. We get together, we pool our energy, we send love and peace, not just to the world, but also to the world leaders, so that they can have a loving heart and a peaceful heart when they make decisions. And let's stop all of this conflict. We don't need it. It's been going on for way too long. All we need is love. So please come in to 10 million for world peace. And this is at .org or Facebook or YouTube, many other places. And we would love to have you. And you know what? You'll love the experience. I'm telling you. It's so much fun. And so Teri, our our angel P, our Mama P is gonna say our good nights. Mama P, take it away.
Thank you, Auntie Jean. So much love. I'm just sitting here looking at a beautiful blue jay outside the window. And
Oh,
yeah, it's not even dark here where I'm at in Colorado. So the wildlife are still out roaming around and just giving them love because they are a part of our world that we send out peace and love intention to. So thank you all for being here tonight. We appreciate you very much. Come back and join us it's tomorrow. Yes, we'll be here tomorrow. We do take a break on weekends, but Monday through Friday, we are here studying A Course of Love at 8 o'clock and then doing the chanting after that. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much. We love you and we leave you with
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. All
Yo.
right. We'll
love
see
you
you
so
tomorrow.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye.